to KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how to make these delicious beef, mushroom and Guinness pies. Alright, if you haven't seen my pot roast and root vegetable stew video, you need to go and watch that. And this is a sped up version where I get a bowler blade, roast and give that a bit of a cook off in my slow cooker with a whole bunch of different vegetables, and it just gives the meat an incredible flavour, and a can of Guinness of course. And I'll cook that off for about 6 hours on low, and we served up our meal. This is the next day. We've got our stock sitting there, our roast sitting in there. As you can see, we haven't used a lot of it. It was around about a 1.7 kilo roast. I'm going to cook that off for about 2 to 3 hours. We've got a little bit of heat happening, as you can see, and I'm going to add in 2 or 3 mushrooms that I've roughly sliced, and they are going to go straight in with our roast. Yummy, yummy. Okay, and if you haven't had a beef and Guinness pie, or beef, mushroom and Guinness pie, you don't know what you're missing. I've cooked that off for about another 4 hours or so. I'm going to remove some of that stock and put that into a nice little jug, because I want a gravy. Now I'm going to try and get as many of those mushrooms into that as well. Okay, so just ladle that out, and as you can see, the colour of that stock is so dark and rich. Alright, here's our bowler blade roast, and I'm just going to get 2 forks and just start shredding it, and it just falls apart so easily. Just take your time, pull that apart, and just every now and then check, because all roast meats or all roasts do have a bit of a fat cap, and there is said piece of fat cap. We get rid of that. That goes in the bin. We don't want to eat that. I'm going to take out enough meat to fill 4 little pies. Okay, so I'm just going to put that aside, put that into another little bowl, or another little container, right, just like I'm doing right there. And don't worry, if you get a little bit of extra liquid, it's not going to hurt at all. It's going to make it just a little bit more saucy, and the saucier the better. Alright, here I've got a little fry pan, or a little wok. I'm going to add in 1 knob of butter. I want to make up a nice rich gravy. I'm going to add in a little bit of flour. You can use whatever flour you like, I don't care, it's not really going to matter that much. Give that a stir through. We want to cook that flour out. We don't want a floury tasting gravy, and this is called a roux. Okay, not a kangaroo, a roux, R-O-U-X. Okay, that butter and flour have all combined nicely. Now let's start making our sauce. I'm just going to ladle in some of that stock and that little bit of mushroom and bits and pieces straight into that, just like I'm doing right there. And before you know it, you're going to end up with an incredible gravy. If you go too quick and you end up with lumps, don't worry, here's a cheat. Use a whisk, get that going straight in, and we're going to end up with an amazing nice gravy. I've added that meat that I took out. I'm going to mix that through, and I want to let that come back down to a room temperature. We don't want to put a really hot filling into our pies just quite yet. Okay, so as you can see, we've got this really nice tasty filling. Alright, time for some pastry. I'm going to use a couple of sheets of pre-bought or store-bought puff pastry. I'm just going to lay these on top of each other, and this is just a little time-saving hack. If you lay them on top of each other with all the plastic intact, they won't stick together. I use a predetermined size bowl for my bottoms, and I just get one of my little pie dishes, put that on top, and that is going to make our lids. All we have to simply do is cut that with a nice sharp knife, like I'm doing right there, and before you know it, we've got all of our pastry cut all in one go, ready to make our pies. Alright, so just trace around each bowl, and every pie dish is going to be a different size, diameter. I use these, they're a permanent little thing in my kitchen. They're not a disposable foil or aluminium foil type pie dish. So I'm just going to lay that pastry out, and all I'm simply going to do is lay our bottoms in, or our base in, and just make that fit nicely into our little pie dishes, just like that. I'm not going to bother blind baking them or anything like that. They don't blind bake them in the factory when you get a frozen pie, so there's no reason for you to do that at all. Alright, our little bottoms or our bases are done, all we have to simply do now is scoop in a little bit of our beautiful shredded beef with a bit of mushroom, all cooked in that amazing Irish Guinness. Okay, just simply put that straight in, just like I'm doing right there. Oh, and these things really do taste good, believe me. Alright, really nice and simple, this job. Now, a little bit of egg wash around the tops of our pastry, just like that, and that's going to help glue our lids on. We don't want a saggy or a floppy lid, okay? We don't want it to look like an oyster, we want it to look like a meat pie. Alright, I've put my lid on, I'm going to grab all those tops, put those straight on, just like that. Oh, how easy. And I'm just going to use the back of a fork and crimp those shut. Nice little hack for you. Not only will it help crimp them shut, but it will leave a nice decorative edge to your beautiful beef mushroom and Guinness pie. Okay, so simply just, once again, back of the fork, run that around, and you'll end up with a really nice sealed unit. Okay. If you haven't tried making your own pies at home before, you don't know what you're missing, because they taste so much better than the store-bought ones, depending on how you make your filling. And I put a couple of little holes in the top. That's just to allow the steam to escape and end up with our nice pies being crunchy. A little bit of egg wash straight over the top. That's just a beaten egg with a little bit of water in it. Alright, and that is going to make these pies go so golden brown. My oven's sitting at 180 degrees Celsius. Once those pies go nice and brown like that, and how good do they look? Well, your pies are done. All your filling is heated up, your pastry's cooked, and all we have to simply do now is serve. Now you can serve it up just like that, or you can serve it up like I did in the beginning. Just going to add some crinkle fried chips straight on top, and before you know it, you've got the best pub meal ever. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video, really do appreciate it. If you like this video, hit that like button, gives me confidence, should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, be notified every time a new video goes up. Share this video with all your friends on all platforms of social media. We're trying to get the name of KP's Kingdom out there. Hey, leave a comment, I love reading and responding to them. But if you want to learn how to make some really cool takeaway food just like this at home on a budget, we need to come and join my family. Hit that subscribe button, you'll never miss another one of my videos again. I'm off to eat my beef mushroom and Guinness pies, and I will catch you next time. Bye.